How the bloody hell are you? This is a special edition of In the Drops where I welcome the head honcho from Kilometers for Kids. It's General Lost. Welcome, General. How you doing, man?
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. I'm doing well. I've got my slicked back hair so that you don't see my
Nice.
post ride hair because
Oh,
it's
you've
not
been
pretty.
riding, have you?
I got a little bit in. I got to get rid of the jet lag of travels yesterday.
Oh yeah. You've just been to St. Jude's, haven't you?
Yes. They host a St. Jude Summit, St. Jude Creator Summit, every April, where they fly in a
Oh,
bunch of people. And this year it was the St. Jude Play Live Plus Creator
oh,
Summit,
okay.
where they added in creators from or non-creators like bloggers and things like that, and
Oh,
foodies
okay.
and things like that from other spaces. So it was
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of people.
Well, before we get into that, yeah, just can you give us like the general overview of what this whole shebang is?
So yeah, Kilometers for Kiddos is a lot of people riding bikes in stupid ways. That's the joke pitch that I give to people. Is it's anywhere from 30 to 40 people riding their bikes online. I should say I actually can't say riding their bikes. We do have runners now, so I have to be careful and I have to
Ooh.
give credit to the runners because they'll be upset with me if I don't.
Yeah, we don't want to create a schism.
No, trust me. We'll get triathletes and then they'll all be upset. So it's riding, running, basically anything active online that you can capture in some way that allows you to cause chaos, or well, not you, the chat in your community, cause chaos in fundraising for St. Jude, in whatever way that looks like.
But is it all Zwift based, running or riding, or do you do other things as well? Is it
Um, it used to be. It used to be.
right?
But unfortunately, we haven't really made that full partnership with Zwift. So at the moment,
Oh, okay.
at Zwift, if you want to talk, then we'll make it Zwift only. But
Right,
until
I see. Yeah,
Zwift
yeah,
commits, I'm not gonna like if it gets me more people and it gets more people to
yeah,
join
yeah.
the K for K movement, then I'll let it slide.
Yeah. So what's happening this year specifically? When's it all going down?
So we made a big shift this year. Normally we would do it's 8 days straight. So we would go
Oh,
from Monday at 6 p.m. my time, which is Mountain Time, all the way to Sunday at 9 p.m. Mountain Time, which I'm going to claim is the
oh
best
my
time.
word!
I've moved enough times that I'll claim which one is the best. Um, but it would be 3 hour blocks that would go all the way through, and so it's a raid train back to back to back, and so you'd have it was like 44 blocks and a lot of people.
Oh
Um,
man.
I realized it was really, really difficult to try to fill like Tuesday at 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
no matter how many international people you have. So we're trying something this year. This year we're going to do two split weekends. So May 16th, which is a Thursday, at least in my neck of the woods, we'll be doing so Thursday evening to Sunday evening. So we're kind of going to do like a weekend version, and then we'll do a gap. We'll start at Friday again on May 24th, and then we'll go until Sunday 9 p.m. as well, and it will be 3 hour block still, so it will still be it's just right on that edge where people start to kind of fade, but it's just
Right. Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
that you start to break, which is exactly what the viewers want to see. They really want to push you to your limits. So it'll be similar amount of time, but it's hopefully going to be a little bit easier to handle and a little bit easier to schedule because I can't herd cats that much.
Yeah, Tuesday, 3 a.m. must be. You must have to twist some arms to get people. Must have to twist some arms to get people
Oh,
to do that.
we had people that were doing like 4 or 5 blocks just because that was the
Oh my
only way
word!
we'd be able to make it work. So I cannot define the levels of anxiety and stress whenever scheduling time came around because there was never enough people, and I'd have to be like, so I see that you say you can do these times. I already gave you a block. Can you do like 3 more of those? And maybe like back to back, and how about a 12-hour stream? Does that work? Can you just do 12 hours and just not die on
Oh
stream?
my
Because that
word!
would be bad.
I mean, I am doing a stream. I am doing a segment. What do you call it? A segment, a section, a block, a
Whatever you
block,
call it.
a block. I think my time. It's now. I think. Oh, I can't remember my time. I should know this. I will be there. Don't worry. I will be there. But it's like 5 a.m. on a. Oh no. Is it? it's about 5 a.m. my time, I think, or maybe it's a bit later now because someone kindly swapped with me because I did have the 5 a.m. my time slot because I got confused with the time thing.
It's tough. We've gotten better.
Yeah, it was all my fault. I fully accept that. I am looking forward to it.
It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve.
And thanks to you, I think what I'm going to try and do is go up the Alp and allow people to U-turn me and get me to go down again if they pledge a certain amount of money, which I think is it's not a unique idea, but it sounds like a classic.
It's good. It's good. The Alp is a crowd favorite, and having the turns that are like a distinct marker makes it so much better because you have visual markers that allow you to really say, don't let me get to this turn. Because if we get to this turn, then it gets worse.
And assumably there'll be how does it work? Would there be some sort of central place they can go to find where the current Twitch is or something like that?
So I do have on kilometersforkiddos.org. I do have two schedules up. One will be on the main page, and then one will be over on the marathon page. That one can be a little bit easier to navigate for some people. Sometimes people find the front page better. But there's also, if you just go to the Zwift directory on Twitch, we will probably typically be the #1 stream there.
really?
Usually. We typically have a habit of taking over the Zwift directory pretty much the entire time.
Really?
And
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's that is the perk of being a little bit more of a niche community is it means that when we do something like, let's say we were to do Fortnite, we would just be buried. We would never see even remotely the top page, but being Zwift, we kind of, we get risen to the top a little bit more. So, and that's where the raid trains help too, because we keep that high level viewership. And so we kind of stay near the top of the directory. So just look for K for K, and you could, honestly, you might be able to search K for K in the directory on Twitch and you might find it, but there's a couple of different ways.
Yeah, it won't be hard to find. Is the key thing? Oh, but tell us about St. Jude's. I've just been reading again about it. What actually inspired me to get involved in the first place? Tell us about St. Jude's, man.
So St. Jude, the big thing that they claim is, well, I say that they claim, that makes it sound like it's not true. The big claim that they have is it is a children's research hospital, which you will pretty much never see research and hospital in the same. It's very rare. Usually you get a children's hospital or you get a research location. So St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, their big thing is all of the research happens on the same campus that they're treating their patients. That is like one of the big pieces for them. But the other big thing is no family will ever receive a bill for anything that happens there. Whether it be travel to get there, whether it be food, whether it be lodging. They have multiple housing spots on campus, and they're actually building 2 more right now. So they have like a short stay if you're there for 1 to 14 days. They have a place that's there if you're there for like half a month to 3 months. And they even have long-term apartments where if you're expecting to be there with your child for years, there is a place that you can move in and move your entire family on campus.
No questions, and in you go.
Nope. Nope. They do work off of referrals just because they are a smaller location, but you can be referred to them from anywhere in the world.
That was the other thing that amazed me about it. Just not even US, just like anywhere. Just
absolutely.
Any kid.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest misconceptions that people have is it's like, oh, well, it's only in Memphis. And it's like, the hospital is, yes. But they will seek out people from across the world. For example, when the situation in Ukraine happened, they went and got people travel so that when they were moved out of their houses, they brought people from Ukraine to take care of the kids that had cancer and needed treatments. And then they just committed, I believe it was around 2020, they committed that they're going to do everything in their power to network with clinics all over the globe to basically teach them and help them and supply them with things that they've learned or tools to do what they do or do it better. Because the unfortunate statistic is while children's cancer in the US has gone from a 20% survival rate to 80%, the cancer survival rate for children in the world is still at 20%. And the best way I've ever had somebody describe that, imagine you have 5 kids. You have to pick one to survive. Can you do it?
Yeah. And
Nobody can. Nobody. So
that's a lot of kids that didn't need to die.
exactly. And we've made massive strides in the U.S., but it's not enough because it's the famous quote from Danny Thomas, who is the one who's responsible for really the start of this, is "No child should die in the dawn of light," and that is like it's one of those things that I've gotten to the point where I don't tear up saying it anymore because I've been doing this for 7 years.
Yeah, you
But
nearly
let me
had
tell
me,
you,
man.
that kicks you.
Yeah,
It gets you.
yeah.
So
I got a little fly in my eye. Yeah. It's, I'm sure there's some both heartbreaking and endearing stories. But,
yes, unfortunately, there is both. You can't have the good without the bad, and the goal is to make sure that you never have the bad. And we've joked with a lot of the staff on campus too that it's the one place they would be happily put out of a job. If they don't have to research for cancer anymore, hey, we'll find a new job for that. Is basically their thought process.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But
Yes,
there's a long way to go.
unfortunately, there is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the live event. Just go
Yes.
back more cheery things. So there's oh yeah, I don't know anything about it. It's in the United States. I'm not going, obviously. So what is it?
Maybe in the future we will get you there.
Maybe.
So May 24th, we are actually we partnered with a nice little shout out here for Primal. We partnered with Primal Cycling Wear, who have a location actually not far from me, which is why we were able to make this work very well. They have a headquarters here, which is where they do all of their design, all of their prep work, and so they were kind enough to open their doors for us multiple times in the past. Last year we shot a bunch of videos there, and we threw a joking idea at them that, hey, why don't we do something here live? And they went and looked at us and went, okay, when? We were not prepared for this, and we were kind of joking, and so we threw something together last year. But this year it was decided that it's going to be a much more announced, formal, not formal as in like I'm not going in a tux and tie. But a more formal event isn't. It's like pre-planned. We've been working on this for like 6 months now. So May 24th, we're actually going to be live broadcasting from the headquarters of Primal, and doing a 3-hour block that's going to kick off the second weekend, with a whole bunch of shenanigans. Thanks to St. Jude, they're actually going to fly in some of our team members so we can do some of this live.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so we're gonna have some team representation where we're actually gonna have more than just me for this year, which is I can entertain. I cannot entertain cohesively for 3 hours by myself and be interesting. So we're gonna bring in some people that can help me and actually be slightly more entertaining than I can. So we're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff. We're gonna be doing a chase race. We're gonna be doing some sprint offs. But they're not your normal chase race or sprint offs because what fun would that be for charity?
Indeed.
So there might be some challenge boxes. There might be some ankle weights. We might try to do some racing blindfolded.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There might be some things that I have not told the team that's flying in that they might have to do.
You're got to return with no legs.
I like upping the ante every year, and I don't like telling the people
Okay.
that are going to be partaking until it's too late for them to change their minds.
Okay. Let's hope they don't watch then. My video.
I've given them inklings. But they
Okay.
don't know the full details yet. I mean,
Okay.
I will have to tell them eventually, just in case. Might have to sign some waivers. I don't know.
And is there going to be an audience there? Is it open, or is it
Yes,
sort
it is 100% open to the public. So if you happen to live in Colorado or anywhere in the area and you're interested, if you're in Colorado, then you'll understand when I say it's 4 to 7 p.m. because you'll be in Mountain Time. But if you are in the area, you want to come watch this live, it is absolutely open doors. We will have things specifically for people that can come in person, but we will also be streaming it. So we will also have things that will happen for people that are online specifically as well.
Great. Have you got any highlights from previous years, like the type of things that happen? That chase race sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, the team always comes with something to the table that I am never prepared for. There are things that they don't they don't tell me or ask me beforehand. They just show up, and there's I've set ground rules, and they've never broken those, thankfully. But they've definitely come up with some interesting things. I know early on in our first couple of years, Jet Reset came on, and I don't know how he did it. He rode in a full suit for his block, cranked music, and danced his heart out. It's probably one of the
Dancing in
greatest
a
things I've
suit
ever seen. Yes,
for
and he
3 hours
did
on a bike.
phenomenally. He did
On
end
his
up
bike as
stripping
well?
some of it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was dancing on the bike while he was riding. It was impressive.
Oh my
To this
word.
day, I don't know how he did it. One of our leads, Bert Skeets, decided to debut his New Jersey, which was a trash bag. And
Okay.
I don't know how it happened, but the joke continued to like every block from that point on, and everybody would just come on screen with a trash bag.
What?
I
Oh man, what have I let myself in for? I can't. What? A trash bag
it's
while cycling for
yeah.
3 hours? Oh
Yeah.
man.
Let's see. We had I know Barty conned you into some of the asks for this, and he likes to pop up and sing in random people's blocks out of nowhere.
Oh really?
And Barty, I love you dearly. Please don't quit your day job. Please. Uh,
Not the greatest
uh
baritone. I
I
know
have
it's
to give
funny.
him credit. He picks up a lot of our extra blocks, so I can't give him too much flack, but
Yeah, and he
it's not
kindly
the
swapped his
greatest.
block with me, so I don't have to go about
Oh yeah,
4:30.
he's a good guy. He's a good guy, but
These are
we
like
need
a
to
sort of
carry him.
area champions, are they, or something like that? Is that like Bardi and others? You've sort of
Um, you'd think I'd be smart and assign people based on location, so they wouldn't have to worry about time zones, but you know, I don't. That they are kind of like my right hands, where
yeah.
I kind of give them the goals, and then they kind of just disperse that to their or to their team. Because I tried managing everybody myself in the first year, and it was just pure chaos. Having people that can kind of like, so let's say we have a team of 36, each lead takes like 9 people or something, and so they can kind of round up 9 people each, and then I just have to round up the few leads that are rounding up those people, which makes it a lot easier and a lot less stressful.
Yeah, I'll play the highlights video, the sort of teaser video. I'll play that now.
Ooh, that's a wet saddle there. Ooh. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby.
I need 5 animal sounds. That's one.
So like last year, I'm adding everyone's names to the goal board.
Yeah, so that's an idea of the kind of things that people do and the progression that it's gone through over the years. And how can people? Obviously, the schedule's pretty much set now, I assume,
Mhm.
and all that kind of thing. But how can
Yep.
general the Zwifters get involved or contribute?
So there's a lot of different ways. If people want to just be viewers, which seriously, if you cannot donate, being a viewer during the marathon itself massively helps. Like I mentioned, it boosts us up the directory, which in terms of Twitch is super helpful. So if you want to be a viewer, that helps in not only just watching. If you have Zwift knowledge, it's super helpful. Um, just watch any of the streams. There's donations, which if you're a Zwifter, that does help knowing when the timing is. If you want to turn around Zwifty on the Alps, knowing what timing to do that is a
No,
great thing.
Can people contribute to not turn around? Can they can you have the
You can have people that are nice, but I'll tell you, it's rare. It's rare that they want
What?
to help you. They usually
My-
like hindering.
My subscribers, lovely. They wouldn't want to turn me around.
Oh, you wait. So I typically say there's like 4 things that you could do. There's viewing, there's socials, which is like get the word out there. If you have any sort of following, even one extra person watching is huge. There's donating, and then there's taking part. Which obviously, as we mentioned, the schedule is set. We absolutely are always looking for people that want to join us in the future, because as this is an athletic event, we do end up having a lot of people having to kind of drop out over time because of injury or strain or things like that. So we're always looking for extra people. No, they're not getting injured during the charity marathon. Don't worry. That's not it. They're training.
It sounds like they sweat a
um,
lot into suits and rubbish bags or whatever it's called, but
they've done a lot. But there is actually a team campaign that if they want to join, they can, where you can fundraise without having to be a streamer. If you ride outside, if you're just a Zwifter, if you don't actually do any streaming onto Twitch, YouTube, whatever, you can fundraise still for K4K and for St. Jude, because every dollar raised goes to St. Jude. I know there's a lot of questions about it because I'm giving money to people. I promise you, the way we fundraise, we never touch a dollar. The money never comes through us. It goes straight to St. Jude. None of it's taken out. It is 100% straight to them. So there's a
I've
campaign
seen all
where
the
anybody
stuff
can
that
join.
you set up to ensure that I don't risk handling money or anything like that. It all seems super duper.
Oh yeah, Tiltify is amazing for that, and they've done such a great job of making it so streamlined for us, where you donate, you get an email that shows that you have a tax receipt if you want to file for it, and the money is already in St. Jude's hands. So we never see it. All we see is the name come across, what you donated for, and any message that you have, whether kind or negative towards us. And that's all we get. We have a donation spreadsheet in the end, so we can kind of tally things together. But we never touch it. It doesn't go through PayPal. It doesn't go through anything like that. It's straight into the hands of the charity, which I fundraised through PayPal when I first started and didn't know better. And I never want to do that again. I never want to touch money because it feels horrible.
Yeah. And have you got any heartwarming stories about how the money's used? I know you said the generalities, but
I mean,
took some
there's a
heartstrings.
ton. There is the things that I love. Thankfully, St. Jude gives all of its partners access to Brand Central, which has endless amounts of videos of the different patients and the stories and all of that. But I'm going to steal the story from one of the people that actually works at St. Jude. That kind of shows exactly how dedicated they are to the mission of finding cures, saving children. For those that don't know, that's pretty much the tagline of St. Jude. The "No child should die in the dawn of life" is Danny Thomas's quote, but finding cures, saving children is theirs. And one of the things that they always tote is there was a child who had gone through a lot of chemotherapy and radiation, which unfortunately is a given for most of these kids that are there. And I mean, after a child's gone through something like that, you kind of just want to make sure they get whatever they want. Not in like let's go, buy everything at, I was going to say Toys R Us, man, that's a throwback. You want to make sure you take care of them. You want to see them happy. So the kid wanted mac and cheese, and there's a place called K Cafe, which is kind of like the central hub cafeteria of St. Jude, where you'll see patients, staff, families, everybody. They all congregate there, so that it's really more of like a family feel at the caf, instead of it being like, oh, the staff has their own in the back that they go to, and they just never want to see you.
Right, yeah.
Thankfully, everybody kind of eats together. But they obviously couldn't go down to the cafeteria because they were very weak after getting chemo. They wanted mac and cheese, and the cafeteria sent up some mac and cheese. Well, the kid starts eating and goes, "This isn't what my grandmother makes. Like that's the mac and cheese I know. I want my grandmother's mac and cheese." And so they started thinking, And they went down and talked to the chef, and the chef's like, "Give me his grandmother's number." The chef called the grandmother and got the recipe from the grandmother to make her grandmother's mac and cheese. And they brought it back to the kid.
Everyone down to the chef is like fully committed to this thing.
Through and through. The coolest thing that they do is once you're given the clear that you are cancer free, they throw what's called a no more chemo party. And basically what it is they get the child and their family into a room, and they get everybody that's worked with them, all of the doctors that have been part of their care team, and everybody that's kind of helped them through their journey. And there's a beautiful song that they sing, which I will not sing because I will butcher it because I have zero singing voice. But basically it's, talking about how the kids' smiles keep them going, and how, everybody is part of the same group of making this happen. And the whole thing is you don't have chemo anymore. So, get your butt out the door, basically. It's a joke of, you can go home now. And at the end of it, they all throw confetti. And this entire room gets covered in confetti, and it's just this huge celebration of you're done. You can go home, and you can be free from this. But I got the privilege of walking around the hospital itself in 2019, and let me tell you, every kid that we saw was happy. It's one of the most bizarre things. You'd think that this is a place where everybody would be upset, suffering. No, every kid we saw was happy. And the cool thing is they don't wheelchair kids around if they can avoid it. They put them in red flyer wagons.
Oh, cool.
And that's what they do. So everything down to the littlest details, to the artwork on the walls, to their downtime areas, are all child themed in a way that you will never see at any other place.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that has really inspired me. That was so cool, man. It's such a great thing that you're doing. I'm so happy to be involved this year. Yeah, I can't wait. So, mate, sorry, give us the dates again.
So the marathon dates will be from May 16th, 16, 17, 18, 19. I believe it's 16th through 19th. If that's the 4 days, I'm used to the full week. So it's 16th through 19th. So that'll be Thursday through Sunday. We'll have a little bit of a break so everybody can go fetch more money for their wallets. And then we will go from the 24th through the 26th, which is Friday through Sunday.
Fantastic. We'll put any links that we can in the description. Get involved. Don't forget the dates. Be there. Kilometers for Kids. It's going to be awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, man. That was absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been great. I hope to see you in the streams.
See you in the streams.